right. Episode 188 at an unusual time. Yes, it's me, Dr. Evil Genius, hoping that it's not too dark to stream. I spent pretty much most of today grinding out gains, and I loved it. Freaking loved it. Would recommend 4.5 out of 5 stars. Let me get in the Eco Pro here. Let's see if these guys will allow me to join traffic. Nope. Definitely close. Thank you for closing that up. Thank you. You saw that I was trying to join traffic, so you move up ahead to block me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guy. Another day in New York City, man. Awesome. Like, you know, one of the things that really annoys me about driving is people don't use their turn signals. But I'm starting to get the impression that many people don't use their turn signals because they get negative reinforcement from using them. You know, you try to make sure that you signal properly, that you share the road, and then when you turn on your signal, people do their best to, like this guy. Thanks, guy. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Will you let me join traffic? Everybody's so fucking thirsty. Oh my God, I can't let this car get in front of me. Oh my God. This is like the worst thing that could ever happen to me. I let somebody in traffic. Oh my God, I can't let that happen. You know, people are just I can go on and on about that. Anyway, I had a wonderful day in the gym. Today I was dead set on reaching some goals, and I'm very, very proud of myself. So yeah, I spent several hours in the gym today. I know that a lot of people would recommend you not do that. That is usually not a good idea. But I'm in a strength-focused mesocycle, and so I took my time in getting what I wanted out of my training today. Also, I was going very heavy on 3 different compound movements, so I had to kind of take my time to allow myself enough time to recover so that I could get everything done that I wanted to get done. Now, you know, part of the great thing about today is that I didn't really have a lot of responsibilities. You know, somebody wanted to work out today, but was like, nah, I think I'll do it tomorrow. So I scheduled them for tomorrow. So I really just didn't have to rush to like get anything done on any kind of like time. So I was free to run my body into the ground. So I spent most of today in the glorious House of Gains. Shout out to Robert Frank. He is a legend in the fitness comedy sphere. Autopsy. What did I get done today that has me feeling as proud as I am? Well, I worked squat first, then deadlift, and heavy vertical pull. So I started out warming up for squat. You guys know that I have been working hard to recover from some pretty gnarly left quad tendinosis. And so, make it past this guy. So because of that, I have had to really be careful about what my program entails and how aggressive I can be. So when I warmed up, I did feel some discomfort in my left quad tendon. It wasn't a lot, but it was there. And it had me really thinking long and hard, pause, about, what I could and could not do, and more importantly, what I should and should not do. So I was tempted to move up to 245 pounds on the barbell back squat. And I think I thought about it for a good 5 minutes. I was doing the calculations and running the pros and cons. And I decided, you know what? I'm not going to mess around. I'm not going to try to force 9 reps at 245, because that's kind of how I got into trouble in the first place with the back squat at 245, and my quad tendon not recovering as fast as the stress I was putting on it required. So I stuck with the 5 sets of 5 at 225 pounds, mainly because I just didn't want to put myself in position to get hurt. But the main motivation for wanting to go to 3 sets of 3 at 245 was to avoid having to do as many sets. So obviously I was going to warm up with 5 reps at 225, but the issue then became, do I go for 3 sets of 3 after that 1 set of 5 at 225, or do I go with 4 more sets of 5 at 225? So I decided to err on the side of caution, but also, let's not be a bitch and actually do the work. So I decided to actually do the work and go through the 4 more sets of 5 at 225, really focusing on where my knee placement was, where my body balance was, making sure that my heel was nailed to the ground, that I wasn't shifting my body forward so much to put too much stress on, my knee or my ankle or my lower back or anything like that. So I did a pretty good job of getting out of it what I wanted to accomplish. And I was just very happy. I was just kind of relieved that I was able to get through it. And then it was like, okay, now it's time to hit this deadlift. Now, a lot of people that I know that know lifting, be it people who are in the fitness industry and those who are not in the fitness industry but are avid lifters, they always give me that side eye, like, you squat and deadlift on the same day? Yes. On Saturdays, or in this case on Sunday, yes. My weekend lift, when I know I can dedicate more time, I want 3 quad days a week for now. And one day I might just say, you know what, I'll hit a quad day on Tuesday, hit a deadlift on Thursday, and then hit another quad day on Saturday or something like that. I could do that, but probably won't. I feel good trying to hit 3 leg days a week, especially since I did 0 leg days all of 2023. So You're making up for lost time. I know it doesn't work that way, but I just felt like saying that. So I moved on to the deadlift, and I warmed up with RDLs. And sometimes when I first start out with just the bar, my focus is not really there, and I'm kind of messing up a little bit. But then, when I put the 25s on to go to 95 pounds, and then 135, and then 185, I really started to kind of get in that groove, and it started to feel pretty good. And after I do a set of 10 with the Romanian deadlift, or a rack pull, or however you want to call it, I did a set of 10 with that. Then I dropped the bar to the ground, and then started my sets of 5 to work my way up. So I started at 185, and then went to 275, and then went to 365. And I got to tell you, I was very fearful, very, very fearful of the weight for whatever reason. I don't, I was feeling so good last week on Saturday that I wasn't really convinced that I could replicate what I did last week or exceed it, because I was supposed to do 5 sets of 5, or 5 sets of 3, I believe, at 335 on the squat. Is one of those two. And I just threw more weight on the bar, and I decided to go and try to go to 365 instead of 335. And I hit the first 2 sets of 3 pretty well, but then I kind of got lightheaded and lost my balance a little bit. Hey JL, man, how you doing? Thank you for joining me on the stream, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, so when I went for that third set, I really only was able to hit 2 reps, and I kind of got dizzy, kind of got lightheaded, but I felt like I was already playing with house money anyway. So I just decided that I just wasn't going to really force the action there. I didn't really need to. So I didn't do the 3rd rep on the 3rd set, but I did get 8 reps at 365. I was stupid happy with it, And today it was like, well, your job was to at least complete the 3rd set. And I was starting to get hungry and tired. So, but I just wasn't I wasn't very, confident about it, Pretty dark in NYC, yeah, man. It's Eastern, Standard Time in the month of December, man. What can we do? So I did not come into today's deadlift feeling like I was on a high the way I was last week, but I just could not look at what I wanted to do and just not do it. I had to do it, and I just felt really determined. I didn't feel confident, but I felt determined. And so I called up Mrs. Evil, and I was kind of talking to her and letting her know how much I appreciate her and how much she inspires me. And I sent her a text message after I talked to her, and I said, yo, I got through the first 2 sets. I'm gonna get the 3rd. And I kind of put that pressure on myself, because I could have made 1,000,001 excuses to not hit that 3rd set, And so I sent her the text I'm gonna get this 3rd set. And let me tell you, I really needed that little extra edge because I got lightheaded again trying to start that third set. And I was kind of starting to get down on myself just a slight bit. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to undo this belt and I'm going to give myself, 5 minutes to just kind of catch my oxygen. And, I learned something from Larry Wheels. He said, when you're setting up for a deadlift, don't wait a long time while you're down there, giving yourself a chance to kind of think about it too much. You're going to lose a lot of power. And so, like, I kind of stood up and I was like, you know what? Let me get my shit together. I can do this. And lo and behold, I got it done. And so, I did 8 very hard lower body, full body, lower body sets today. And I just couldn't be happier with myself. I could not be happier with myself. Word up. That was very, very difficult. And I did not betray the movement patterns that I've been trying to create so that I can have a more healthy lifting career. And I can tell you that my deadlift at 365 is more impressive for 3 reps, is more impressive than the 1 rep at 425 that I did something like 7, 8 years ago. And the reason why is because I was really pulling up on that bar just so that I could get the bar up by any means necessary. And I put a lot of strain on my lower back. And I really just didn't honor the hip hinge motion the way it needed to be honored. And so now I'm in a position where when I do my sets and they're really, really difficult and they really suck, I'm not then exacerbating the problem by putting the weight on my back. I'm actually keeping it together very nicely. And I just could not be any more proud of the way that I'm approaching my training. It's like a cautious optimism. I know that there's big things that I want to do. I have a goal to get back to 405 pounds in the deadlift before before January 1st of 2025. And, a couple more weeks of, burning this 365, I might be able to get 405 off the ground once, I feel very confident that I'm going to be able to get there because my lifting mechanics are really good. My mental approach is fair. And when I finish my deadlift days, which are also squat days, I really don't have any discomfort in my lower back. It is just a full body fatigue and a burn, especially because of all the quad work I do every week. My quads just burn all the time. But it's really nice to be able to say, you know what, I'm lifting in a healthy way. I feel very, I just feel good. And I just couldn't be happier with my program. I just feel so happy with my program. Then I had a decision. Do I go home after this? Like, I was so happy that I got that 9th rep on 365. I threw my weight belt on the floor in jubilation. I was so happy to get through that. And it was like, oh, it's going to get easy. Now I'm just going to do heavy weighted pull-ups now. So I warmed up my upper back and, just kind of, gone through the warm-ups, my upper back warm-ups. And then I started going through, the lat pull downs, 40 pounds, 70 pounds, 100 pounds, all for 10 reps. And then I went to 5 reps for 140, 140 and 180 pounds. So I did one set of that, and it felt really good. And then I went and I did a set of pull-ups, a set of 5 unweighted, and then I went to do 4 sets of 5 on pull-ups with a 30-pound kettlebell weighing me down. And I made it. I survived that. And then I went back to doing some heavy lat pull downs. I did 3 sets of 5 at 180 pounds. Then I lowered the weight to 140 pounds. I did 3 sets of 10. And then I lowered the weight again for a closed grip pull down at 100 pounds. And then I finally left the gym. It was just heavy on heavy on heavy. And then it was, what was it? You know, a bit of volume work to really just milk whatever was left in my upper back from a vertical pull perspective. And that was after that monster Friday night row day that I had. So I'm really hoping that when I go and eat this food, I'm like 7 hours late eating. But I'm gonna go, I'm gonna eat all the food I should have ate earlier. My appetite is through the roof. I'm gonna eat all this food. And then I'm gonna have, you know, a nice, very late lunch, and then probably a pretty late dinner, and then try to get up somewhat early tomorrow and eat breakfast much earlier than today. I'll be eating breakfast at 6 p.m. No, I don't advocate for intermittent fasting. That's just how it worked out. I just spent the day in the gym and spending about 25 minutes with y'all here. So very, very happy with my training. I'm just so happy, and I know that I'm going to get to 200 pounds body weight at some point very soon. Hopefully in the next 2 or 3 weeks, I'll be at a solid, like, legitimate 200 pounds while I am still pushing heavy weight on the deadlift, going heavier on the squat, because I'm definitely going to 245 next week for sets of 3 on the squat next weekend. I'm thinking I'm gonna go to 500 pounds or 495 on the leg press on Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to that. If I can recover enough for that. Tomorrow I have an incline bench day. I have an upper chest day tomorrow, so I'll be trying to work on the upper titties. So I get that nice big aesthetic chest for when summertime comes around. The chest is looking ridiculous. So I'm gonna really work hard on that tomorrow. Tuesday I'm probably just gonna take. I'm gonna do my leg day, but after that I'm probably gonna take an off day. I'm thinking that in a couple of weeks I am going to do a deload, and somewhere around that kind of time I am going to do a max test, and I'm going to try to get 405 pounds to move off the floor on the deadlift. I feel very, very confident. I feel very confident about it. So it's time to go eat. Thank you very much for watching episode number 188 of Genius Take the Wheel. Guys, I want all of you to love your training as much as I love my training. That's all I can really tell you guys. I hope that this dream added some positivity to y'all and you were able to learn something. I will catch you on Tuesday morning with the results of that another quad day. Until then, much love to all of y'all. I'm rooting for all of y'all. I believe that all of y'all are really strong people. You guys are doing the work. Continue. I'll see you on the next one.